Well, it look like it's a little bit light. Maybe it's too much light. Just hanging out here, Palm Springs, late night, eating Fritos. No chance to do anything. No time to go anywhere. Tuna, albacore tuna, water. What's on your mind? What's happening today? A lot of things have been happening with me. I know it's kind of blurry here. Well, the holiday is upon us, and I really don't celebrate Christmas the way I used to. However, I do celebrate Christmas in my mind and body and soul. Haven't been taking too many Christmas tree videos because most of them pretty much are the same. I haven't been doing that much driving around like I used to. Of course, coming down here a couple of weeks ago, ran into the parade, couldn't check into a room until after the parade was done. Of course, we did go to the casino and we did eat a great deal. I plan to eat a great deal here. Plan to do a lot tomorrow. I see some here XL said XL. I didn't know XL football was still going on. I see that Red Lobster is still going through some changes right now. They, they still are going through changes, even from the time that they hired the new CEO. They still are, I guess, letting go quite a few employees. Also, trying to get a couple of leases back. So they are negotiating leases at some red lobster locations that have been shut down. But it seems like Red Lobster is doing pretty good. Of course, a lot of restaurants are still closing up to 200 per. Denny's is one. Of course, they're having other locations established, but you should watch the Denny's near you, where there was once almost one every mile. I'm sure there's going to be some that will be closed down. But how soon enough, I don't know. Haven't heard anything about IHOP. Of course, I could look that up, but I haven't heard anything about that. I haven't heard anything about the other franchise. Well, there is Carl Jr. is still going through some problems right now. I think they're going to give up a whole bunch of locations, maybe 1 to 200 locations at the end of this year, which is already here, the end of this year, and then some next year. Not only Wendy's, but what's the other one? Haven't heard anything about Chick-fil-A. Oh, it's the Jack in the Box. Haven't heard too much more about Jack in the Box except for they are closing some locations that I read. So they will be. Jack in the Box has always been moving around a great deal. I remember way back in the day, Jack in the Box was first starting up. There were a lot of Jack in the Boxes. Then they started moving around. They started closing up some that was once there, but now they're not there no more. They're still hanging around. And then again, we're going to talk about what's been happening in the world. I don't like what I see. We don't want to talk about it, but I can still mention it. It's very atrocious. A lot of covering up is going on. Nothing is expedient today. People like me and you will be rushed to judgment right away. Yet it seems like, as always, there are people who are not being rushed to judgment, and they probably should be rushed to judgment. And I think that has an effect on the farmers. I think it has an effect on the grocery chains as well as the fast food services. Let alone the amount of gas that we pay. It's just one thing after another. There is a lot of uncertainty that I particularly do not like. They think a lot of us are scared. I'm really not scared of anything because what you take away is what we should get. Is there anything on anyone's mind that we should talk about today? Or should I say this late night? So sometimes I just don't want a script. I'm just one of those things. I could have wrote a script today of all the different things that I could talk about. Of course, I've been watching a lot of videos lately, and very good. Well, if you are watching any of those things that I've been doing lately, I have been doing a lot of shorts. It seems like that's all I've been doing is a bunch of shorts, probably because I work. And it's been some rather stressful times in my errands. So whenever I see something that I can fine tune, instead of doing a long version, I just do a short. We all want to be monetized here and there. So that's definitely not going to work for me. So since I do enjoy what I do, I might as well do short. I will tell the past. I wouldn't too cool about shorts. But then again, if I'm on YouTube and I can think that I can make things happen, then I will do that.
I don't know about y'all, but when it comes to working from home, I gotta have every part of my house clean. That means tidying up, then spraying my Febreze air mist to leave every room smelling fresh and clean. With that done, it's time to get to work.
At least I can get a better picture than this. Seems like these laptops really don't do any justice at all. There are a couple of restaurants that I want to check out here. Rain or shine. I want to at least go to 2 or 3 new places while I'm here, and maybe one old one. But definitely tomorrow, which is Tuesday, I definitely want to try a couple of restaurants that I keep saying that I'm going to try every time I come here, but I end up doing the same old restaurant. Of course, the ones that are same old are probably one of the best restaurants that I eat at. The Manhattan is definitely always on the list. Manhattan restaurant and bakery. You can say that the Manhattan is similar to all those other restaurants that make pies and cookies and cakes and all those other desserts. And they do a very good job. It's presented way out there, just like anything else. All the other restaurants are gone. I think Denny's has sold some pies, basically pies, and there was the other places that kind of have went out of business, Carol's, and all the other places that sold desserts. They bake their own, and now they're gone. But that's pretty much a shame, you know. Places that come and they go. They're here today, they're gone tomorrow. They were part of your childhood, but no longer around. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I am taking some steps back. Coming back live. Well, nothing in particular on my mind. But I did talk to chat for this new format, and I asked him, should I go live? He said, yeah, go ahead. Might as well. This is the best time to go live, right in between everything. What is your favorite restaurant? That's something that we can ask. What is your favorite restaurant and should I try it out? Of course, if it's not on the West Coast, in the Los Angeles area, then that'll be hard for me to do. But if it's in any place like any California city, I know I got a couple of places written down that I still have to try out. Hmm. I guess there are 2 sandwich places. hit those up. I'm not gonna call this junk food, but I do have some cookies. I found one Friday, yeah. But I did eat up my albacore tuna. Let me go back a little bit. Can I do it still? This is from Costco. Junk food at night. Albacore tuna. Costco original.
Keep reminding your coworkers to submit their expenses.
Let me see if I can get a good view of this. Sparkling water. Trader Joe's.
Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be seeing this.
Of course, I got two refreshing cans of
look into the mirror and see this.
Probiotic
When they could be
waters in the fridge here.
Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be using this. Article 601 face cream for men.
So what's happening out there, everybody? What's happening?
Designed specifically for men. Fights eye bags, dark spots, and wrinkles.
Just give me a sign if you don't say anything,
Use
but
the promo code on your screen to receive 25% off your entire order. Plus, we've got free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee. www.particlemen.com. Because seeing is believing.
I can't believe we didn't use that back to book a couples therapist sooner. And this therapist will take our terrible insurance. Oh, no, people say that Eva Course makes them feel comfortable.
John Dennison has a certification in counseling for high-achieving couples? Booked.
You've got options. Book now.
should I talk about dating? I don't know much about dating, but if this is YouTube entertainment and these people are just talking a lot of smack here and there, then I can see why the world is going crazy. It just doesn't make sense. Out of all the crazy talking stuff that I've been hearing, of course I am being entertained by watching those videos. I'm sure there is some truth to dating these days. All I know is, from what I know, if you like somebody and you date them, you don't care whether you take them out again or not. No harm, no foul. You just took them out to dinner. Don't expect nothing. You have a good time. But definitely, if someone was that boring, if you're that boring, then you shouldn't even go out to eat. If you're that starved, I've never seen so many starved people. I'm calling them people because I don't want to say it. Do people go out to date just because they're hungry? Do they go out to date because they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 kids and can't afford to feed them? Is that what that's what this world is about today? One thing we know is, and this is true for anything,
In every bar, you always know someone.
if a person really goes out to date, I don't want to put no blame on anything, but you're blaming one sex because the other one is not performing to your expectations.
To making gingerbread houses, checking your books, to decking the halls.
So why would you go there and order all kinds of food? Who does that type of stuff? And like I said, is this entertainment or is this really true?
For a limited time, get 50% off your first 6 months at gusto.com.
Because even if you just met a person,
I just saw someone win an iPad.
just like I said, you go out to eat, you enjoy it, you don't you don't overindulge. You don't order this, you don't order that.
Millions of fast auctions and always something to win on Deal Dash.
And why does it have to be such a fantastic restaurant? Of course, when I dated, that was my main thing. I like to take them out to the best restaurant there is, whether there's something that I needed or not. More than likely, is nothing that I needed but companionship. And then maybe if we got something going, then that would be okay. So what I'm seeing is people not enjoying themselves when they go out to eat, but using one another. Especially in a restaurant. Just like some time ago, they made a big deal out of going to the Cheesecake Factory. You're going to make a big deal out of going to Red Lobster? You're going to make a big deal out of going to Outback Steakhouse?
Can you have inside leverage? Try.
Are you going to make a big deal about going to Black Bear restaurant for breakfast? IHOP? You're going to make a big deal out of going to Cracker Barrel, and they got some of the best breakfasts around? Where is the fun? I know there's got to be a minority, because most people don't act like that I know about. Watching those things make you think about what you did back in the past as a young person. And there was no stupidness about it. And if I was to date again, there wouldn't be no stupidness about it now. Because if I want to take you out, I would just take you out. And I wouldn't necessarily expect anything back. Because I thought that's what it's supposed to be, conversation, trying to find out what's going on with the person. If there's some chemistry there, then let's make it happen. If there's no chemistry, no harm, no foul, no big deal. You don't have to take them out anymore. And all this friend stuff. I don't think anyone should date anybody who's got friends like that. So if you're a woman and you have a male friend, I think that's kind of weird anyway. And if you're a male and has a woman friend, I think that would be weird also. Especially if there's somebody you really like. Why tag along someone you really don't want to be around? You know, it's even hard to have best friends today. Because even if you see it on TV, even if you see it on YouTube or any other platform, mostly TV, it's just too much. It's too much backwardness. No one trusts one another anymore. Not that they trusted anyone back in the day, because I know for sure there was no trustworthiness in the past. But once you make a decision, then you made that decision, good or bad. I'm just being lighthearted about it. I'm just telling it the way it is in a soft kind of way. Maybe my voice sounds soft, but it's really serious repercussions. We all have made mistakes in the past that we're ashamed of. We also make mistakes today that we're ashamed of. And because you made those mistakes, you either would do it again or not do it again, or you would have done it a different type of way. So restaurants have always been a part of my lifestyle. Even when I was young, I was already going to big time restaurants that are no longer around anymore. There was a really good restaurant back in the day. I'm sure there's some people my age who went there. I went there because it was a really, really good restaurant. It could have been like a Tiki Light in LA on La Cienega between Third, I believe, between Third and what is it, Third and not Jefferson, Third and Melrose, maybe up in that area on La Cienega. That restaurant was so fantastic that I'm surprised that it went under. Some restaurants I went to back in the day, I can't even remember the name of them. The only thing about them is they had good looking women. And sometimes that's what makes the restaurant what it is. Good looking women and good service at the same time. And these were restaurants that the new and up and coming, I say early 20 somethings, 20 something to age 30, were going to. Many of us were starting to get really good jobs, and so we were able to go out. Of course, the money structure was much different back in the day. The money could go a long way, but you still had to use your credit card. You still had to use the credit card and sometimes cash. So restaurants do come and go. Too bad I didn't pay no attention to them much or why they went down, that they went under. We had quite a few Mexican restaurants that were here for a while back in the days. There's only a couple of them that are still around, but some of the main name ones that were very popular, that they had more than one franchise, or should I say more than one location, they all went away. I can't think of the name, and if I did, I probably would get a couple names wrong.
I'll pick 9, and the dosage. I'll pick 100 milligram. Thank you very much. And then their system will see if you qualify.
But I think everyone
to find the best deals
loves good food.
Look at that. 9 tablets of 100 milligram generic Viagra.
I can remember the Velvet Turtle. The Velvet Turtle, it was okay. A lot of people were going to the Velvet Turtle back in the old days. Then that one just went under. I think the last time I went to Velvet Turtle, I think there was one like near Monterey Park here in California, in the San Gabriel area. How shall I say? Well, it is part of the San Gabriels. And there was one in Chinatown, LA, just at the beginning of Chinatown, right off Broadway. I think the street next over from Broadway. I forget the name of that street. But those places were very crowded. They seemed like they were doing very well, but then they went out of business. So we know that the restaurant business is one of the main things that help us keep going, because some of us do not cook. And when we do go out, we have a good time. So think about all those places that I used to go to that are no longer around. I can remember going to In and Out for the first time. There wasn't that many. Now I don't eat anything from In and Out. I think they got a vegetarian what you can have it with a lettuce, tomato, toasted on toasted bread sandwich, probably with some mustard or something. That's the only thing I could eat. Of course, I could eat French fries and a milkshake, but I can get that any place now. But the burgers, I'm starting to hear a third thing about the burgers are still sloppy made, but they've changed just a little bit. I heard the burgers changed a little bit. Of course, In and Out is all over the place. They're expanding. So is Fat Burgers. Fat Burgers are closing down and they're opened up in other places. So just when you think a restaurant is gone, sometimes they just move their residents. Bob's Big Boy was another restaurant that a lot of people went to for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Mostly for breakfast. They had a lot of them in LA, a lot of them had closed up, but you still see Bob's Big Boy outside of LA. You either see them off the highway or in some other city. And you don't see that big old, that big statue of Bob. You don't see that anymore. Of course, Norm's Restaurant. Something happened to them over, I guess it's Rosemead area, and then they moved over to, okay, they moved in several locations, but the main one, I think, one of the main ones, because the Norm that I'm talking about was over near the Los Angeles, Wilshire area also. I think that's been gone. But they had one in Rosemead area, I guess, just before you get, or either El Monte. They had to move that one for, I think it has something to do with either the property itself. Someone else wanted the property, I think. I could be wrong. But they moved to El Monte proper on Santa Anita. And I believe, what's the other street? Valley. Santa Anita Avenue and Valley in El Monte. And that's a good looking place. They still serve good food there. I went there a couple of times. But I'm here. I'm relaxing. It's not time for me to go to sleep yet. I wanted to do a live video as long as I could. I thought about doing another marathon, but this is like a marathon. I've already done nearly 35 minutes. And the only reason why I'm doing it because chat
then all of a sudden, this is what's going to happen. Watch, you got all
I asked him for some advice.
that are right near the line of scrimmage. So all you
I
need
believe
is
it's from
kick out
bid
and
IQ.
look at the hole that the
I
running
decided to
back
go
has.
ahead and do it. He said it's a good
Don't
idea.
set
So
defenders that
I
can
decided to
go
go
over
ahead
the
and
top
do
and
one,
be
whether
there
someone is
if
up
they're
at
able to
night or
read the
not.
seam. No levels at the first defensive line area, and DC takes advantage.
Christmas Eve is almost upon us. What are you going to do Christmas Eve? I'm going to be here in Palm Springs still until Christmas Day.
How about DC? Fred Tice. I mean, Fred Tice is like a hot shooter. It's just like, give me a heat check, man. Like, call anything.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They are in a rhythm like we haven't seen all season, and they played really well all season.
Here's Thomas under pressure.
I'm watching this football game. XFL Conference Championship. DC against St. Louis. I see some people up in the stands. They can't be playing this late at night. It's got to be a tape. But I guess it is. I should have got my pad so I could look at some of the other things that are going on so far as sports. But I guess this is a legitimate game. So what's on your mind out there? Is there anything you want to talk about?
That is a huge mistake. Football over right in the hands of the corner. They're lucky that one didn't go back for 6. And St. Louis over the game.
I guess those cookies are in another bag.
At Jack Daniels, every drop of whiskey slowly makes its way through 10 feet of sugar maple charcoal, giving Jack the sweet taste. That's what makes Jack, Jack.
I've got my real hair back.
I got my real hair back. I was watching the Bosley commercial and I thought, they can do that. Sign me up.
Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration experts. Exclusive high-density Verigraft technology will get your real hair back in just 1 day.
I am honestly stoked about my results from Bosley. They gave me back my real hair. I couldn't be happier. I feel younger, I look younger, and I get a lot of compliments every time I go out with my friends.
You think there's nothing that you can do once you're going bald? I am walking proof that you can
What are
get
you
your
around
It's the
for?
best decision I made in life.
Bosley has
Three
performed
other
over
things that happened.
500,000 procedures for men and women. We're giving away a free real hair starter kit and a new $300
Let me
gift
go
card
get
to
my-
everyone who scans this QR code.
Let me go get my Galaxy
Just
pad.
one day. I did the whole front of my hairline. You can't
Be
really
right
beat
back.
that. One day for a lifetime of results.
And it's all backed by the Bosley Real Results Guarantee. Get your free real hair starter kit and new $300 gift card. Scan, call, or go to Bosley.com right now.
The perfect snack box isn't one thing, it's everything. So customize your box, sweet and salty your box, double chocolate your box, coaching back your box, movie night perfect your box, gummy bear overload your box. Think you ordered too much, but you didn't do a box. Your snacks, your rules, endless options, zero compromises. However you snack, build your own incredible snack box at nuts.com and get 20% off plus free shipping.
All right.
What did you do?
Let's do a little bit of organization here.
Deal Dash for 6th grade. And the best part,
Got my
Jimmy wasn't at the old truck.
Galaxy
So,
Light.
double win.
Go to dealdash.com.
See what's going
for
on.
$50 of free credit.
Let's go back to that last interception. Join Teamo. He's going to be reading the safety in the corner. He thinks that this corner has deep responsibility, so he's going to try to throw the RPO. But here's the
I'm gonna
problem.
find out.
Look at these two guys. What do? They roll this way. The corner comes down. So because the corner is down, he should have handed that football off. That should have been a run play. The offensive line is blocking the run play up front.
Clear
That
it
is
up.
a correct read by the wide receiver, Braylon Sanders. and a mistake from Jordan Talmo for a Tice knows it, the offensive coordinator. Initially think, man, that doesn't normally happen to Talmo. First interception in his last 128 attempts, and that one was just post-snap recognition. He did not see that safety roll over the top.
And so St. Louis takes it over at the 21. Target up top. Going for Butler, and he's lucky it wasn't picked up. There is a flag, however, as Butler was having hand-to-hand contact with DeAndre Baker.
An article here, how Starbucks came undone. I wonder what that's about.
This could be offensive pass interference, but then now it's going to be a penalty on.
Oh, I can see right there where this is going.
Baker just assumes that this is going to be defensive pass interference because that flag comes out. I'm not convinced that that's defensive pass interference. It's so underthrown, but then Baker takes his helmet off right here, and that's.
I guess this is someone else's analysis about Starbucks. Read that one star about that. There's an individual person. I just read a couple of lines. They were devoted Starbucks people. Now they're going through some kind of psychological problem with Starbucks. But let me get down to the real stuff I want to know about. Any new restaurant closure. Whoa. Closures in Palm Springs.
St. Louis knocking on the door for the first time tonight. Sailors into the end zone for their first goal tonight.
So they got restaurant news about restaurant closures in Palm Springs.
St. Louis has no life, and DC injects life into the opposition. First, read from the quarterback Talmo. He throws the pick, sets up the offense. Then it's the defensive pass interference. Baker takes off his helmet. They're losing their cool a little bit, even with the lead. It was 14-0. Everything going DC's way, and just like that, St. Louis lost back into this one, 14-6.
Yes. Closures.
Just when it looked like St. Louis had really no energy on either side.
Okay, we talked about that. Wendy's and Jack in the Box closing underperformance in late 2025.
It's 14-6 as they get on the board for the first time.
Oh,
For his first mistake of the
there's a Sunny Bars and Grills and potentially Toscanos in the Palm Springs area, driven by high labor costs.
And just like that,
Well, there you go.
back in this football game with the winner moving on.
Inflation and shifting consumer habits. Though some brands like Leon Fast Food are aiming for comebacks. So you got a couple of restaurants in the Palm Springs area due to shifting consumer habits and costs are going to change. And hopefully one of them will come back.
That's great. Solve problems with you. With the right team and the right tools, they can outdo anything that's holding their
Toscano.
outdo it. With
Oh,
QuickBooks.
Toscano Brew Quinta. So that means it's in the La Quinta Inn. It's in the La Quinta restaurant.
Although that did happen in my
Phone number is disconnected, suggesting closure. Well, that happens, right? Your favorite place, you call them up. You look on the internet. They don't say it's closed, but you call the number and it says, we're no longer here, or our hours are such and such, but there is no restaurant there anymore.
And it's the only way to get 9 tablets of 100.
Here's another one, La Basil. That's in Palm Desert. That's not too far from here.
Let me show you.
Now that restaurant is replaced by Mediterranean Delight, indicating La Basil's closure. So there was a restaurant named La Basil in Palm Desert, and another restaurant, I guess a whole new different type of food, Mediterranean Delight, took its place. That reminds me of Burger King when that went out of business. There was some Starbucks locations I talked about way a couple of years ago in the past. Starbucks took over. There was a Burger King in Pasadena where Chick-fil-A took over. There was a Burger King and a couple of other places that were taken over by Starbucks and other franchises. And sometimes you can tell when a business is not doing well. You can go to maybe as many Burger Kings or as many McDonald's or as many any restaurant you want to, but just one particular place that you thought would be pretty good when you passed by, their service was terrible. And that's what happened to those restaurants, and that's why I think sometimes when they make a lot of mistakes, you know something's going to happen to it, and somebody else take its place. There was a Winchell's that was taken over by Starbucks. Actually, they tore down the whole building, lock and barrel, made it a lot, and built a brand new Starbucks on top of it. And why did they take that Winchell's? Probably because it was bought out by another donut franchise. Let's look at more Palm Springs area news since I'm in Palm Springs. 5 closings. Mark's Burgers. Excuse me, boy, I'm really built-in. I didn't really eat that much, but I'm built-in anyway. Well, these are really, really local restaurants. These probably close just like many of the restaurants in LA. They come and go real quickly. They can be your favorite hamburger stand. It's been there for 30 years, and all of a sudden they're no longer there. And not necessarily because of service. Maybe the owner has passed on, and it's hard to find someone to buy that spot. Or maybe a family member has that spot but don't want to give up the spot. Maybe they hold it back because they want some money for it. That does happen, you know. So yeah, this is purely a chat, purely live. Particular subjects. Even some unjectified. That sounds like a word, right? Unjectified, not justified. Hearsay. Innuendo.
You could spend all day sorting your employees.
What's this? Brandini. Can anybody see this? Oh, there you go.
Love finance.
Toffee popcorn.
This is the story of the one who knows how to make preparation and bring a workday to a standstill.
That's why she relies on Granger for professional grade products and next day delivery.
Junk food at a desk. Yeah. Should I open it? Yeah, I should. What did I do from this?
It's called Friday Plans.
Yeah.
It's the only way to get
Hey.
100 milligrams generic Viagra or 20 milligram generic Cialis delivered for just $7.
These things are supposed to be easy to open it.
Scan the QR code to go to getfridayplans.com. Then you select if you need
Maybe I'll try some of
generic
it.
Viagra or Cialis. The quantity you need, I'll pick 9.
That's
The
crazy.
dosage, I'll pick 100 milligram.
I'll use a rough strip.
And then
Try to
there's
open that up
the
there a little
season
bit.
qualify. Give it a second to find the best deals, and boom. Look at
And
that.
here I am,
9 tablets of
in Palm
100 milligram
Springs,
generic Viagra for just
quiet,
$7. 9
peaceful.
tablets of 20 milligram Cialis are the same price. The prescription and shipping are free. Scan the QR code to go to
Anything
getfridayplans.com
goes.
and see for yourself.
If it's not raining tomorrow, I would try to do a live outside. But if not, I'll just do a regular old video. Or I'll come on live with a definite subject at hand.
Big Ten Plus gives you more games, more scores,
However,
more highlights, 24/7. Download the Big Ten Plus app today.
I'm interested in how this is going to turn out video wise. Of course, the light, the saturation, the whole shot. This is not the best computer in the world. But as you can see in the background, there is a drawing of sorts.
The USFL Championship Trophy handed out earlier. The XFL Conference Championship Trophy will be awarded to the winner of this game. And right now, DC trying to extend their lead. 2 minutes left to go here in this first half. Deion Jackson. And Jackson out across the 25-yard line, and yet another.
So it's going to be pretty interesting
So impressed with this offensive line.
tomorrow
These guys come off the ball, and
because
there's no contact. There's huge holes all the way up 5, 6, 7 yards down the
I
field.
definitely have
This
something in
offensive line
mind.
is winning the line of scrimmage, and they are absolutely taking it to the St. Louis defensive line. So what about this? 31 plays on offense by DC, 15 first downs.
Sometimes when you travel,
That's ridiculous. They're doing it in
you make a change of plans right then and there. You don't necessarily want to go any place.
being chased by Delano.
Sometimes you're just not up to it.
Incomplete.
You want to do something more simple.
You just have to avoid the big mistakes. I think it's the only reason we got a game here, 14-6, is the big mistake from
Or something that you've always been doing. But I do have a definite dessert in mind that I plan to do that I haven't had in a very, very long time. So hopefully I'll be able to do that dessert that I've been longing for quite a long time. I did do a little of it when I was in Las Vegas a couple of months ago when I had a dessert there. But this time it's going to be something definite, something that there are a lot of ice cream parlors that can make this treat. But I want the real thing. And I know it's going to be very good. But will I be able to do it? We're going to see. So the object of my plan tomorrow is to maybe one restaurant I haven't been to and one that I have not been to. Or a combination of both. But we will see.
Basically do anything except for two. You can't take a sack, and you don't want to turn the ball over because you feel like you've got at least a field goal in your back pocket, which makes it a two-possession game here, which would be inside of close to a minute.
I'm going to do. This is going to be an hour. I got about 4 minutes. Let me go get those cookies. I'll be right back. Again.
Decision to make here. So now St. Louis is trying to get the ball back in this half. So they take a quick timeout thinking that they're going to kick a field goal here. What do you do, man? The way they dominated, I would go for it and try to put a touchdown on the board.
It's hard to disagree. It's not ugly with an interception.
Yeah. I got 2 kinds of cookies. I think these are butter cookies. I threw away the package. Or should I say, I left the package at home. And I just took these cookies out. I wanted to eat them with ice cream. However, I'm going to eat at least pieces of these. Got some kind of chocolate chip type cookie.
So the defender's going to bring out the kicking game.
Really good.
So they'll kick it. I would say though, Crane struggle a little bit this distance. He should be okay.
It tastes very different.
Field goal percentage this year was the worst in the league. So Crane out 14 of 20 along with 53 so far this year. This one, what is it? This one about 34. For a 34-yard field goal attempt.
And this is some kind of butter cookie.
Trying to make it a 2-score game.
Too bad I didn't bring the package.
Over's good. McCrane gets that man through. And so with 1:06 left to go, it's now a 1-point lead for DC.
Keep going, bud. Thank you.
This is like the course of history changed forever. For the most delicious meal known to mankind was discovered. Keep digging. There's a lot more where that came from.
I'm just doing a realistic
Always been Tyson.
video.
Too much on your list this season? Get 50% off your first 6 months of Gusto.
I'm glad somebody's out there
Every month on payroll.
up this late
So you can go from making
just to see what little Robin's doing.
checking your books to decking the hall, spreadsheets to snow angels. Switch before the end of the year, and there's no need to transfer payroll history. Now that's a reason to be married. Choose the future with Gusto and get more time for what matters. For a limited time, get 50% off your first 6 months at Gusto.com.
Filing through forms for new car insurance rates can take forever.
I did so many
With Credit Karma to show you personalized rates from top providers so you can get to the coverage
shorts.
ASAP
I'm not gonna stop doing shorts.
to get started.
The perfect snack box isn't one thing.
I'm doing so many shorts
So customize your box. Sweet and
that
salty
I had to do an improvised
Protein pack your box.
live.
Movie night perfect your box. Don't even overload your box. Think you ordered too much, but you didn't do a box. More
So
snacks,
all those
more
shorts
rules. endless options, zero compromises. However you snack, build your own incredible snack box at nuts.com and get 20% off.
Leading up to this live.
I wish my TV provider let me choose what I pay for.
Sling let you do that.
I like the sound of that. Choose and customize your channel.
These cookies are so good. They're like gourmet cookies.
So 20 years until retirement. At this rate, it's probably going to be more like 40. Okay, wait too. Let's see how much you're spending. Download an app called Rocket. Oh wow, I've got 3 DoorDash accounts. Nah, I totally forgot to cancel those. You know you can cancel those right in the app. Rocket Money has a clear dashboard that shows you all your income and expenses, helping you stay in control of your bills. It also shows you a list of all your subscriptions and how much you're paying, all in one place. Is this the best budgeting app? Yes. And it's called Rocket Money.
I won this skydiving package on Deal Dash.
Lori won $2,000 Tiffany earrings for just $1, and Joseph won an iPad for just $6. There's millions of fast options. So try today at DealDash.com for $50 of free credit and your first win guaranteed.
Very good cookies. I still got 1.5 left.
Takes on SMU in a perennial classic, January 2nd on Fox.
The championship game, DC on top on the road, 17-6. The St. Louis Battlehawks with the best record during the regular season. Is this surprising? How one-sided this game has been? I think so. And Kurt, I've been so impressed with is DC's defense, because this defense started the season out really well, but over the last 7 weeks, they really have not done much of anything. In fact, they're giving up almost 26 points per game, and the defense has come out and played incredible under Blake Williams. I think that's been the most surprising part. I've been impressed with that side of the ball. As much as their offense is going to get the accolades, and I'm sure we'll talk about Jordan Tomu and how they've been up and down the field, it's been Blake Williams and his defense that I've been so impressed with. Those 6 points for St. Louis, almost a fluke, really. It comes on the back of a pick that Tomu throws, then all of a sudden they've got 1st and goal inside the 5. Other than that, this DC defense has not given up anything.
Oh, it's good.
They've held St. Louis to 67 total yards here in this first half. Gary Jennings will try to set up good field position. Just over 1 minute left, exactly at 1 minute. And this defense will try to find the one more stop for Blake Williams. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Make them move before halftime. Do you hear that? Do you hear those moves? Do you hear those moves? Do you hear those moves? Obviously talking about the St. Louis crowd, not being happy with the offense, and probably should be. Here's Duggan. Low ball, Darby with the catch. That one didn't get out of bounds, so the clock is going to keep running.
Tell the D lineman, even crush. Tell the D lineman, even crush. Even crush. Even crush.
No pressure on Duggan. Open in the middle of the field, and he couldn't connect with Jennings. Thrown a little bit high. Yeah, it might be a little high, but my goodness, that's got to be caught by Gary Jennings Jr. He's wide open. It's a terrific read. He's going to come in here from the left side and just get behind the linebackers who kind of settle off. Duggan makes a really good throw. Jennings has got to catch that ball, and now another 3rd down. And if they don't get this 3rd down, this place is not going to be happy. Duggan 3 for 7, 29 yards.
I got it.
Pressure. Get from behind, balls out. And DC has recovered. 25 seconds.
Oh, cookie was so good.
Hines gives the offense one more chance. What a great rush from Roberson on the other side, number 50. He's been terrific the entire first half. Watch him, here he is, and he's just going to get a nice big speed rush all the way around. And as Duggan tries to leave the pocket, he's just going to run right there, and then he's got the ball. And we talked about that long delivery, and as soon as it goes down below his waist, they knock it out again. That's the 2nd time that they've knocked the ball out as he brings it down below his waist with that elongated delivery. Terrific effort by Derek Roberson. They get another turnover, and now this offense.
Ah, boy, that's so good.
Pocket, they're in field goal range looking for more. Starting at the 27.
Look at this under here.
Jackson. Especially up the middle of the field. What is going on? Now we're going to have to just kill the clock. You got to stop this ball just to get the field goal unit back on the field. Oh, goodness. Why'd they run the ball?
I'll leave it under there.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, I'm not going to take a shot if you want, but we'll do it. I'm not here. I don't know if they'll have time to take a shot because if it doesn't score a touchdown, the clock will stop with the down, but then could you get it stopped with another spike?
Because if you complete it, you've got to move everybody up to where the ball is.
Correct. And it would have to
Let's check out my analytics.
short of the line of the game. Just why in the world did they run the football on first down?
Okay, my weekly recap analytics, December 15th to December 21st. 1 video and 3 shorts.
And St. Louis calls the timeout.
It says 1.4 thousand people turned into me, and I got 5 new subscribers. And here's how they found me. Up next, Shorts feed and YouTube home. And this is what they watched. Pigs in Belize. Pigs in Belize has been on top ever since I first started this video. It dropped down, but it keeps coming back. I am quite surprised that this is one of my first videos, and it's still doing good. I just did a short, Huntington's Mausoleum in Mount Wilson. That's in the thousands. And Traveling in Time for Christmas. I just totally made that up because it made sense. See, I had 15 likes and 2 comments just for that one long form and 2 short. 15 likes and 2 comments. Whatever. Let's play a game, huh? How many viewers watch a video with subtitles or closed captions? I really don't know, but I'm going to say 6%. I was right. It was 6%. I got it right on my weekly recap. Usually I don't get this right. So I got 2,276 views with subtitles or closed captions in the last 90 days. So I'm definitely a small YouTuber, okay? I'm really small. Check back next week, whether you're planning, creating, or resting. Have a good week. Done. That was an analysis. My overview is 11.3 thousand. That's 3.6 thousand more than usual. My watch time hours 126, about the same as usual. I only got 9 subscribers, give or take 55 cents less than previous 28 days. I got as high as 9 or 12.
2 touchdowns here at halftime. The winner of this game will go on to play Michigan.
The Manhattan Restaurant Breakfast, I did a short on 1.2 thousand. Agua Caliente, Palm Springs, late Sunday, I believe that was a casino snack, 460. My Starbucks gingerbread latte, 459. And the one I just did lately, let's see. Let me go back. Oops, not too far back. The Huntington. The Huntington is, here it is, Huntington Mausoleum and Mount Wilson, 394. Now, for the past 48 hours, I got 1,668 views. Huntington Mall, the Liam, and Mount Wilson, that's a short. I got 897. Pigs in Belize, 309. Koi Chinese Garden, that's one of my newest ones, 270. And then I said, watch these giant bison creatures, something like that. 44. And the problem with SoFi Stadium. SoFi Stadium, that's the Rams. That's the Los Angeles Rams, which is in Inglewood, California. Me trying to get a good video without walking down the street. You don't see people walking down the street unless they're going to the event itself. That's when you see people walking down the street around SoFi, around any convention center in LA. And if you're just curious the way I am, then that's what you get. So the views is not that great. Only a couple of them. I wish they all were doing that. But if not,
scan the QR code to go to getfridayplans.com and see for yourself.
So yeah. So I'm doing just fine as a small YouTuber, and I mean small. I know they're saying a lot of people that have way more subscribers, 3,000, 4,000 subscribers, they're considered small, but they get way more watch time than I do. But I'm doing okay. No complaint here.
Get Fox Nation for only $2.99 a month. Sign up today.
Precise designs, subtle curves, curated.
Of course, a lot of things that they're doing
design
on vidIQ and YouTube itself, particularly,
At this rate, it's probably going to be more like 40.
I really can't get into those yet.
Oh, wow.
Like collaborations. Yeah, collaboration sounds good. It sounds fine, but I am going to equate collaboration as like in real life, like in trying to get a band going. There's always one person who says they want to get a band going. You practice, but it discourages you. You practice, but yet people still want to go to school. Well, if you keep doing the riffs, you don't have to go to school. If you keep practicing on a certain riff, a certain song, you create a certain sound. But because you want to keep doing this, instead of getting together and actually forming a band, then it won't happen. So it's got to be someone really special. And my take on collaboration is I don't want to do any collaboration. It probably would only be with one person. I pretty much know what type of collaboration I want if I did. If I ever did a collaboration. But before I do any type of collaboration, I gotta have at least 4,000 watch time out. I got subscribers. I need at least 4,000 watch time out. In order for me to do that first. I would rather be monetized first before I start embarking on some other endeavor, some of the subject matter or anything else. Because if I ever change into another subject matter, it's going to be on my same channel. I'm not going to have 2 or 3 channels. Doesn't make sense. I barely have time for the channel that I have. So for me to change channels would be crazy. However, indeed,
He's a guy that throws the ball down the field a lot more than Duggan does. 8 of his 18 completions were on balls thrown 20 or more yards down.
I am trying to change, hopefully, into other subjects.
Now this is going to be a game where you can feature Akeem Butler and maybe Jacob.
But I don't want it to be such that it's going to harm, even though it could be harmful anyway. Hurt, even though it could be hurtful. Feel good, it might make somebody feel good. Don't care, or it might be a don't care thing. So there's a lot of things that I could do, but it would only be factual, and I would do all the homework that I can before I even show my face and talk about it. Pretty much the way I do these bankruptcies. I keep reading about it. And I would mention a few people that I would say not influence me, but give me a feeling of satisfaction that I don't have to really do anything really spectacular in order to be on YouTube, even though to me they are spectacular in how they present their YouTube. Of course, their travel channels, cruise channels. I watch cruise channels, travel channels. And I try to keep up with those, even though I don't necessarily talk about them. But I have done a couple of cruises, and I have presented them on YouTube, along with my other types of travel that I've done: Yellowstone, Bryce Canyon, Zion. Did I say Grand Canyon?
And Silver's is thinking to himself, okay, I can beat the safety with that ball. He never even sees DeAndre Baker on the outside.
Yellowstone, I did mention that, right? Yeah, I think I did mention that. So mine is local channels, or shall I say local travels. And hopefully I'll be able to do some really big time travel. Of course, it's going to be pretty much like a regular vacationer with a little bit of shyness, not as straightforward as some of the other people who have good creative content. But there are people who I am influenced by just watching them and making a few comments here and there. And sometimes I do watch, but I don't say anything. I don't say any comments at all. But I do watch. I might make one comment or two since I do watch. And if I get any ideas, it's because it is already embedded into my psyche. It's just putting it into practice in a little bit different way. So I am always anxious to watch others get the type of ideas that I need. Yeah, I was too far over that. It was actually that way, or this way.
This in real time. Real time, I have
It doesn't matter.
So let's take a look at it here in real time.
Sometimes I like looking at myself crooked. But I try not to what's it? Shout out.
I mean, again, if it,
Because I don't want to seem like I'm patronizing to get somewhere.
yeah, but it,
I don't feel that it's necessarily okay unless I've actually done something
again,
that they
look at this at real time.
done,
It's being looked at on the field. To me,
and
it's
maybe
just
I should go there and try it out myself in a little bit different way. So I don't want to do shout outs. It's not really called shout out, or shall I say, I forget what they call it. I think I did one mention
So they have no timeout.
of a person,
And they turn it over on downs. Switching quarterback. Does that change the results of
but
the snap?
there are quite a few. Some of them I can't watch, but I've watched them once in a while because I know what it is to watch others but not being able to finish your creativity at the same time. So you really have to have some downtime for other people, and then get back to your potential creativity.
And it's the only way to get 9 tablets of 100 milligrams.
Even if their subject is totally different from yours.
Let me show you. First, scan the QR code to go to getfridayplans.com.
You still want to
if you
make,
need generic Viagra or Cialis. The quantity
you still
need,
want to
I'll
give
pick 9.
credit where
And the
credit
dosage.
due,
I'll pick 100
regardless
milligrams. Thank you very much. And then their system will see if you qualify.
your
Give it a second to
situation.
find the best deals, and boom.
Like I said, there are quite a few that I like. Some of them I just watch.
$7. 9 tablets of 20 milligrams.
And it is true,
the prescription and shipping are free.
I believe, that depending on who you are and what you say, that there could be some judgmental reason if they don't comment back. If you say something even small or spectacular, I think some of us might feel kind of bad if they don't respond back, because YouTube does look at the whole situation. They do count when
And that was tonight's game flow brought to you by Progressive. 20-6 and
it,
defense.
YouTube does count. YouTube does count whatever you're doing. If someone mentions you or if someone embraces you, a comment. And I'm saying that because even in the beginning when I first started, even though people said something really terrible or bad about your site or something about you personal, as if they were attacking you, YouTube kind of frowned on it and said pretty much that we only want positive thumbs up. They only want positive thumbs up and no thumbs down. even though thumbs down, I believe could still get you credit on the internet. But sometimes you could say that, are you cool enough for that channel? Or they only want people that they know. So are they judging you by what you say, by what you look like, even though you don't talk like them? But you can if you want to. If that makes any sense. So you comment on someone, they're not like you, but they are like you in many ways. And that's why you watch, because you learn from others. But if you make a comment and they don't comment back with something, at least an at least in an acknowledgement, then maybe you might lose favor, but not necessarily. Because sometimes you understand that when you up against big YouTubers, unless it's certainly dead that day where there's not many people on that they see you. However, if you're not cool enough to be in their little circle and you're a big time YouTube watcher, you understand what's going on. You know who you are. You can relate to it, but you don't necessarily have to talk like it. I think some people are afraid to make comments like that. Now, I watched a lot of stuff. I mean, the whole shebangle with the channels could be almost taken off the air, but yet people are still watching them. And there is entertainment value in it. So they can have great entertainment value. They could be established. They have a certain clientele that they cater to, that gives them money. That might play a factor. That gives them money. I remember I first started, I picked someone out and I gave a Patreon. I gave, I'm not going to say who, but they were the one and only one I thought about giving out something, but I'm trying to reestablish myself. Because you don't have anything to give if you're not monetized yourself. You just don't necessarily want to give out your own funds. But if you get enough money that, if you get enough funds for your endeavors, if you go that route, then you can reciprocate back in that kind of way to your favorite YouTube subscriber. So I'm not there yet, and might not be. But I'm looking into it in a small kind of way. I think AdSense is the way to go. I think 50-50 is too much. it should be something like 60-40. Maybe that will be a little bit better. But like I said, when I got into YouTube, I didn't know if there was any money involved in it or not. There still ain't no money involved unless you are, unless you are part of that program. So my take is sometimes I make comments and I don't expect anything back. Not even an attaboy. But it's important for me to show that I cared and I'm interested in what you're talking about, whether I like it or not. Excuse me. Whether I like it or not. I know as a small YouTuber, I usually give an answer back regardless. It doesn't matter. And I know that some people's YouTube is so big, it's so big that they don't see you.
That's right, everything, including their all new dumb pants. The pants that
They don't see you.
better than jeans. The lightweight,
and so you shouldn't feel bad about it. You should continue doing your own thing in the best ability that you can. The best ability that you're trying to cultivate.
Get 80% off everything right now when you sign up as a new VIP.
And really, really feel realistic.
There's just something holding me back.
You're not the only one.
But like I said, I subscribe to so many channels that I do get an answer to most. And that's way more than a person can expect. But I think AdSense is the way to go. I don't know about the super chats and all that other type stuff. Super stamp. Super chat. PayPal. All those other paid programs. But that's where I stand as far as YouTube, and not going no further than what I'm already can do. And so with that in mind, it is 12:25 a.m. the 23rd Tuesday morning. And I will see you on my next video. As only I know how to do it. I want everyone to have a great day. And if I don't come live again, you know where I stand. Let's do it. This is Robin A. Sean. I'll see you in my next video. And take care.